welcome the guest speakers of today's workshop, Prapti Doshi Mehta ma'am and Harshit Shah sir, who are going to cover the topics describing the road to financial freedom and some basic concepts of share market. Prapti ma'am is a CA and MCom and even a CS and has worked with investment banks such as JP Morgan and HDFC. Then she joined her partner Harshit Shah in growing Pursuit Academy. She is the managing partner at Cinchia Academy and she has been a professor at NM College. Harshit sir is a CA LLB. He is the founder of Pursuit Academy and a visiting faculty at NM College, UPG, and even NMIMS. He is the co-founder at LeapUp, which improves skills involving Microsoft Office, equity markets, and a lot money.
Any particular avenue where you invest your money or where you put your money and it grows or it gives you returns, that is known as investing your money. All you have to do is enjoy the return. You don't have to work for the money. Your money is now worth return. You have to talk about inflation adjusted returns, which means कि मुझे इतना पैसा मिल रहा है लेकिन अगर महंगाई भी उतनी बढ़ रही है तो एक्चुअली तो मैं कुछ नहीं कमा रही हूँ, right? That's when your financial knowledge comes into picture. The primary and the only mantra of investing is making it a habit. You will be surprised that the value of that 10,000 rupees once invested in 1977 in Reliance amounts to 3.1 crore in 2019 and above 4 crore right now.
If you understand compounding, you can never ever be poor in your life. So basically 72 divided by the number of the rate of interest gives you the number of years in which your money doubles. पहले 5 साल में आपका सिर्फ 10,000 रुपए बढ़ा, पर नेक्स्ट 5 या लास्ट 5 साल में आपका 51 लाख रुपीस बढ़ेगा. The earlier you start, the better for you. Remember this thing, the earlier you start, the better for you. Mainly means that you don't need to strive anymore to earn money. Now, ideally, as a human, we can work 5 or 6 days a week and maybe we can work 10 hours a day. It is 50 or 60 hours a week. But the money which you invest can earn money for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Remember this thing. So, these definitions, उसमें गाड़ी भी आती है, उसमें AC भी आता है, उसमें फ्रिज भी आता है, right? Assets का meaning is something which will give you money in the future, which can give you regular income or which can give you a higher value when you sell it. That is very important when it comes to a financial asset. So now, what kind of assets you can buy and sell? That is what we want to come into. So by the way, there is this one quote, beautiful quote by this guy. You know who's he?
Warren Buffett.
कौन है Warren Buffett? Who's he?
He's an investor.
He's an investor, okay.
And the CEO of Berkshire Hathaway.
He's an all-time best investor of our generation. He is a value investor.
Okay, how rich is Mukesh Ambani, guys? He has grown a lot after his dad had set up a business. He is back for the business, made it huge. Do you know the guy in front of you is richer than Mukesh Ambani without running a single business, just by investing money at the right time, at the right places. Specific rules, disciplined investing is what he has done. He has a quote where he says, "My first investment in life was when I was at the age of 11. And I feel I was 11 years late in doing that." This guy has a net worth of approximately $86 billion. Third richest person in the world. Currently was previously the richest person in the world also. And every penny is made is via investing in stock markets. But if you see, he invested at the age of 11 and he's still investing. That's when money is made. If you follow those guidelines and the road which he has shown, all of you all can make a lot of money. Forget about working. Without working, you will make a lot of money. That's the idea. One of his most important quote, which is out here, says, "Don't save what is left after spending. but spend what is left after saving. Most people make mistakes. If I have a salary of 25,000, let's assume, okay, what will they say? इतना तो मेरे को खर्चा ही लगता है. You need to keep a habit कि whatever the salary is, उसका एक X percentage you need to first save, and then remaining you can spend. But in the long run, it will make a huge difference. If you understand the power of compounding, you can make money very easily. So you will see most of the people who are very rich are never first generation entrepreneurs. आप इंडिया में देखोगे मुकेश अंबानी है तो उसके डैड ने चालू किया. Because lot of money can be made only with time. All this money comes because they save it at the right time at the right place. The whole game is about proper investments and proper saving. You start early and save disciplined way. As he's saying, you don't save what is left after spending, but you spend what is left after saving. Now, what assets should you buy? Which are the assets you can buy? So ideally, today I'm showing you the 3 most important or the most frequently bought assets which y'all can buy का एक comparative graph over the last 30-40 years, 1978 से, assuming you invested 100 rupees in gold, in FD, and in equity. That is, this is basically Sensex. Also, the photo you see out here, the graph you see out here, please remember this is not an inflation adjusted graph. This is a complete graph. आपने अगर 100 रुपए डाले होते in Sensex in the year 1978, उसका value आज कहाँ होता? It'll be somewhere around here, around 30,000. If you invested the same in gold, the amount would be somewhere out here, it's 5,000 के आसपास, and FD would be somewhere around 4,000. That's the kind of returns you get. Now, when you look at this, you feel, sir, तो फिर FD और gold में पैसे क्यों डालें? But the most important thing, never get swayed just by returns, because returns and risk always move together. अगर तुमको equity shares अच्छा रिटर्न देता है तो उसमें रिस्क भी बहुत है. प्राप्ति मैम ने आपको रिलायंस का एग्जांपल दिया, 10,000 रुपए का कितना 3 करोड़ प्राप्ति, approximately 3.5 crores. Am I right, Prapti?
Yeah.
I'll tell you one stock which has given the maximum return in the last 40 years is Wipro. If you invested 10,000 rupees in Wipro in 1978, today the value is 777 crore rupees. 10,000 ka. And this is the exact way people will try and lure you towards stock market investing कि इतना सारा पैसा बंद है आ जाओ. But don't be blind, be informed. There are a lot of investments जो आपका 10,000 का zero भी होगा. Risk is high, that's when return will be higher. If you invest in 10 stocks, very high probability 10 में से 5 zero हो गए होंगे, पर 5 में आपको बहुत सारा पैसा मिलेगा. If you wait for a long term, if you wait for 40 years, 10 years, 20 years, overall you will make a lot of money. Sensex has made a lot of money, but if you just say मेरे पास जितना भी पैसा है मैंने रिलायंस कम्युनिकेशन में डाल दिया, तो वैल्यू कितना हो गया? 0. आप समझ रहे हो मैं क्या बोल रहा हूँ? Don't get swayed just by seeing exceptions. I'm not talking about exceptions today. I'm talking about being informed, being logical, and going for a logical based return. And just by 15% return we spoke about, 40 years में कितना हो रहा था आपका पैसा? 10,000 का 1 करोड़. 50 years में, my bad, not 40, 50 years में. That is still very good return. You don't need to make it 10,000 का 100 crores. No, it's fine. Because if you go for those, आपका risk भी बहुत बढ़ जाता है. So remember this thing, higher the risk, higher the return, lower the risk, lower the return. So if you want to invest in stock markets, you need to be informed. You need to study and then invest. Study, understand and then invest. That is what you need to do with equity, and that is why you get more returns. पर gold and FD में ऐसा करना नहीं पड़ता है. There is no study required in gold. There is no study required in FD. It's easy. So gold and FD are much more safer. FD में कभी आपका पैसा जाता नहीं. It's very rare कोई बैंक उठ जाता है. Like आज तक कोई नॉन कोऑपरेटिव बैंक इंडिया में उठा नहीं है. Yes बैंक में इतना इशू आया तो भी किसी का पैसा गया नहीं. Only cooperative banks can have issues, but any public ये क्या बोलते हैं nationalized banks won't have issues. FD बना दो, आप गोल्ड में इन्वेस्ट करो. They are safe investments. Because they are safe, returns are lesser. Now you ask me, sir, इसमें से कहाँ पे इन्वेस्ट करना चाहिए? That's the next question. Remember, the golden rule for investing is always invest 100 minus your age in risky investments and your age in risk-less investments or risk-free investments. If you all are 19 years old today, 100 minus 19, that is 81% of the total amount you're going to invest, should be where you are taking risks. And 19% should be where you are not taking risks. अगर आपको 10,000 रुपए इन्वेस्ट करने हैं नेक्स्ट ईयर, तो 2,000 आप करो एफडी में, 8,000 करो स्टॉक्स में. Why? Because at this age you can afford to take risk, because you have the whole life ahead of you where you're going to earn money. आपको जॉब लगेगी, आपको सैलरी मिलेगा. अगर कोई स्टॉक का वैल्यू जीरो हो गया तो भी चलेगा, आपको प्रॉब्लम नहीं है. But at the age of 60, the only source of income you will be having is your investments. So अगर उसका वैल्यू तभी जीरो हो गया ना, तो कुछ नहीं रहेगा आपके पास. So at the age of 60, 60% should be safe investments, 40% should be risky investments. Always remember this thing. It's a very golden rule. 100 minus your age should be risky investments, and your age, that is the proportion of your risk-free investments. So if you all ask me today where you should invest, ideally you should invest in stock markets, mutual funds, etc. Now this is what I showed you the graph, and this is the inflation adjusted return. So if I adjust the same for inflation, 100 rupees invested in 1978 in gold, Sensex and FD is out here. Sensex is somewhere at around 1700, whereas FD and gold are almost at 100 to 200 only. FD तो आपको कभी पैसा देता ही नहीं है. FD is just a hedge against inflation, that's it. Ideally FD का जो रेट होता है वो आपका नॉर्मल इन्फ्लेशन का जो रेट है, अभी इंडिया में क्या रेट है इन्फ्लेशन का 6%, FD का रेट क्या है 6-6.5%. All you will be doing is you will just beat inflation doing nothing else. पैसा कभी बनेगा नहीं, पर पैसा घटेगा नहीं. That's the idea with FD. You want to beat inflation, you need to take some risks. Without taking risk, कुछ नहीं होने वाला है. So right now you need to take some risks. Also, some of you will tell me the property is also very good investment. I completely agree. This is a chart which we made from 2009, real estate versus equity. That is Sensex में अगर 2009 में और equity में दोनों में, real estate में दोनों में अगर इतना पैसा invest किया होता, तो what is the value today? So real estate has given you much more money. So real estate also is a very good mode of investment. The problem is you need a lot of money to invest in real estate. You can't invest small amount of money in real estate. आपको कोई छोटा सा भी जगह लेना है तो आपको लाखों करोड़ रुपए चाहिए, एटलीस्ट इन बॉम्बे. लाइफ में वेल्दी बनना है, रिच बनना है, तो सैलरी से या फिर प्रॉफिट से नहीं बन पाओगे. आप राइट इन्वेस्टमेंट से बन पाओगे, एंड डन एट द राइट एज. Don't wait for someone to tell you you need to invest. Start investing. It's okay if you make mistakes. It's fine. But start investing.